everybody, and welcome back to another playing through of Rwby, Vol.4, Chapter 7, I think? Yeah, as per usual, that's the outro. Yeah, it should be Chapter 7. Yeah. Time to actually get back on that, and we ended up with a pretty good cliffhanger with that one antagonist, whose name I don't know, or if it was mentioned, I don't remember, facing off against Skrull. It was quite the cliffhanger to leave off on, and now that having few days time to rest, it's gonna be quite interesting to start off, hopefully immediately with action, so we'll just see about that. I mean, considering that the rest of the group is still, I mean, we saw that Jean and Ren might be slightly injured, I think. I can't remember, but some of the group were at the very least rather exhausted, so it's not gonna be that easy of a battle. We'll see how this goes. It's entirely possible that that antagonist will be just, you know, just beaten to the ground, because, you know, that makes sense, but we'll see. Let's go. Oh, instead we're starting with the kid whose name I don't remember. No? Do I know that? I don't know.
What are we having?
Wait, did I...
Oscar, supper's almost ready.
Oscar? Okay.
What are we having?
Doesn't matter. You're eating it.
I never agreed to these terms.
It's part of the lease underlying roof contract. Read the fine print and come watch up.
Hey, at least you're getting food, kid.
We have to leave.
What's...
Oscar.
I've decided you're not real, so you might as well just give up.
I understand how you're feeling. I went through the same panic and confusion.
What? Oscar's hearing that... Don't remember the name of the character. God damn. That teacher character is... Not teacher, headmaster. Headmaster? Whatever. That grey-haired, awesome dude. He's... Boy, Ozpin. Yeah. I think... Shit. I really should look up that on the wiki or stuff. But he's hearing his voice. Is he like haunted by his spirit or something? This is weird. I mean, that explains why we have been focusing on Oscar so much, but still.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
Oh, it is real. You're going crazy, Oscar. You should start taking pills right about now.
I can assure you, you are perfectly sane.
I'm talking to a voice in my head.
I didn't say you were normal. I said you were sane. There's quite a significant difference.
Shut up! You think this is funny? It's not.
We are in complete agreement on that matter, I promise you. Believe me, I wish this weren't the case. But as I've told you, our aura, our souls, are combined.
I have several questions, and none of them will be answered. How? Why? I mean, we know when, but... Or approximately when, but... How? What does that mean? And... how is... Technically speaking, could... I think Oscar could just whisper and that would work. Just, how do souls work? And it's a confirmation that souls work. And that means that you can actually... Oh, that means that it's possible. Resurrection is possible. Maybe. Potentially possible. Because, you know, there are souls. And it might not be... It might be possible to capture... Oh, now I'm getting interested. It might be possible to beat your enemies and capture their souls and use their powers as your own. That got off track. This has a lot of implications that souls are just tangible things that exist and can combine. That that is important information to drop here. This is not something we can just gloss over. This needs an explanation. Auras, I can sort of. I mean, I could just buy this and just pass by it, but this is important. Souls exists. That means that there's possibly someone whose semblance is bringing back the souls of the dead, or damned, or enslaved. That would be a cool idea. I know I'm focusing quite a lot. Even Oscar is looking at me in disbelief. Okay, let's just go.
I'm done listening to you.
Have you ever been to Haven?
I told you I'm not going, and I told you I'm done listening.
Do you think you could describe the headmaster's office?
No, why would I know that? I've never seen.
Try. Right now.
It's probably... It's autumn-colored. With a large mahogany desk. There's a small table and chairs in the corner for guests.
And he's able to access those memories and information that previous soul. This makes it even more important. Oh, well, clearly they have a plan for this, because this is just not throwaway information. This is going to be an important plot. Oh my god, this is going to be, I am focusing a lot on this because this can make or break the series for me. Just, if they botch this, actually that's not probably gonna break this, but if they use this properly, this could be really well done fusion of souls and transference of afterlife. This has potential.
With a tea set that I gave him. Why did I say that? Why do I know that? Why did I say that?
Because I helped build that school, and the tea set was a gift to the man running it now. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. If I recall, your aunt has several books on Mistral downstairs. I'm certain you could find a picture in one of them.
That's right. I must have seen it in a picture.
Oscar,
Stop talking to me!
I have a grave responsibility to uphold. We both do.
I never agreed to anything.
No, you didn't. And neither did I at first. But you do have an opportunity.
For what?
God damn it, Ospin, you're just carrying out your duty even after death. That's quite some determination you got there. Even death will not stop me. I mean, this unfortunately actually seems to be going down the route of the traditional hero's journey, which is a tried and true method, and it's not gonna be that bad if it goes down that route. As I said, tried and true. It is easy to... It's an easy path to follow without fail, so... But let's see if what kind of interesting things they can actually do with this, because I'm intrigued by this, because it's just in general these kind of schizophrenic characters are rather intricate and interesting.
Greatness, hopefully. Greatness in knowing that when the world needed help, you were the one to reach out your hand. It won't come without hardship, without sacrifice. But I know you don't want to live the rest of your life working as a farmhand in Mistral.
So you just decided to read my thoughts?
Well, they're our thoughts now.
Okay, yeah, admittedly that is... Well, that is really on the grey side of morality now, isn't it? Because like Osman said, it's their thoughts now, but how morally questionable is that? Because I don't think there's a way Osman can block his thoughts. Or he can. Maybe? Maybe they can still somehow stay separate, as two separate souls, or at the very least try to separate themselves, and maybe they can find a vessel for Osman? I doubt that's the route they're going down, because they are very firmly planting their feet on the ground that they are just completely combined by now. And just, if there was a way to resurrect people, that would ruin the third volume that would ruin the ending of the third volume quite a bit, so. But this is, I actually quite like this. I'm hoping we get back to Crow, but as you can see from the time that I have spent on this already, I'm intrigued by this. I'm entertained by this. It's a good notion.
Out of my head!
I cannot.
Oscar, supper time. I better see clean hands.
Sorry about that noise.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Do you have any idea what your stunt cost us?
Also, goodness gracious, they are blue-balling us by not giving us Crow. I want my man power. God damn it. Okay, whatever. It's not that these situations are bad, but I wanted Crow. We're getting something else. It's building anticipation. God damn it.
And don't think I'm just talking about Lien here. Our reputation. Our...
I want to leave.
I beg your pardon.
I said I want to leave. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to stay in Atlas anymore.
Young lady, I don't give a damn about what you want. This isn't about you. This is about the Schnee family name and your apparent insistence on dragging it through the mud.
I have done nothing but fight to uphold the honor of my family name. A name that you married into. Ah!
Well.
This behavior of yours is incredibly disappointing. You couldn't possibly understand the lengths I've gone to in order to keep this family where it is.
And I am unbelievably disappointed at how just flatly antagonistic they are made. I was hoping for more nuance in his character, but apparently that is... Businessmen are hard to make nuanced. Especially people who have to make really unscrupulous choices to uphold virtues. It's... I know these characters are hard to portray, so I'm not that disappointed, but I am still slightly disappointed that he is very, well, one-dimensional, shall we say. I mean, hitting the child, that's good, that's a good start, that's a good start, goddamn. Okay, let's go.
You think running off like your sister is going to make the Schnee name stronger? You're wrong. Siding with her only divides us.
I'm not siding with anyone. I'm doing what I feel is right, and that does not include wasting my time up here with these clueless people in Atlas. The Schnee family legacy isn't yours to leave. It's mine. And I'll do it as a huntress.
No, you won't. You're not leaving Atlas. You're not to leave the manor grounds unless I specifically allow it. You are going to remain here, out of sight and out of trouble, until you and I come to an agreement on your future.
What?
Your presupposition that you can simply have whatever it is you want is a clear sign of our failure as parents. But from now on, I'll be giving you the full attention you require. Starting by keeping you where I can see you.
You can't just keep me from leaving.
That's a good sign. That's a good way to get your daughter to obey you by freaking maybe not enslaving, but you know, restricting her to one city. That's a good way to get her to obey and uphold the family name. I mean, there is something to be said about Weiss's role and how frankly different it is from the rest of the Team Rwby gang by her being an heiress. So there's a lot to be said about that and how different it is, but how practically she is like a princess and how her role is not as an individual but as an icon, as a leader, as a main leading role. It's her role is certainly rather different, and that certainly does give a quite a good juxtaposition compared to actors like Rwby and actually to all of the rest of the group. So like, if you compare like Rwby and Yang and Blake, they are all out on their own adventures. So they are, while Weiss is just actually dealing with political bullshit, and that's actually makes her. It might not make her role that interesting to that many people, but it certainly makes her, you know, it gives a lot of good variance here, and especially since this is getting quite a bit more political, and while I certainly don't mind political, I know that a lot of people do. It's good. What I'm saying here is that variance is important, even if the variance makes it so that there are moments that are less enjoyable. Wow, that was still quite a complicated way. It's good to have variety, even if you feel like the variety is kind of boring. Yeah, that's an effective way to say that.
I can, and the staff here will make sure of it.
So now I'm just your prisoner?
You are my daughter. You're a child. And children are grounded when they misbehave.
This is only going to make things worse, Father. People will ask questions. They'll want to know why the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company is suddenly nowhere to be found.
Which is why you are no longer the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company.
But
Excuse me?
Clearly, the trauma you endured at the fall of Beacon was too much for you. Which is why you've generously revoked your claim to the company and its earnings, passed them on to your brother Whitley. It's time to wake up and face reality.
I wanted subtlety out of my businessmen. There are very few villains. There are very few economical villains, and yes, I'm calling them economical villains, who are, or antagonists rather, who are done with subtlety. And this is not one of them. I was just hoping that he would be. But no, it's unfortunately rather stereotypical. And it's not actually economical, to be honest. It's more political, more bureaucratic, more monarchical. I don't know. I don't know the right words. Whatever. Well, that's a good boy, just waiting outside the chambers.
Whitley?
Yes, sister?
Did you know about this?
About what?
You never liked Winter. You never liked me. But you've been nothing but supportive since the moment I came back.
If being kind to my big sister is some sort of crime, then I suppose I'm guilty.
You wanted this to happen.
It's foolish not to do as Father asks.
I can't believe you.
Don't worry, Weiss. The Schnee family name is in good hands.
How much more evil could you sound? God damn it. Oh my god, that just everything about him is just so slimy and evil. It's unbelievable. Oh, I wonder why there are so many male antagonists in the show. And not that there's like, but why specifically in the Weiss family both of the male characters are evil? It's a weird note. I get the sense that there are so many evil male characters, even though that's just an illusion the more you think about it. That there are actually a pretty good... Now that you think about the gender balance, there's actually a pretty good gender balance in the show for antagonists and protagonists. Actually a really freaking good one. Really admirably good one. Even for the supporting cast as well. Man, the show's good when you look back on it. But just how I like my characters like I like my coffee, with nuance. And this is not nuance. This is just... I mean, they are not necessarily evil. Necessarily. God. I do feel sorry for Schnee, though. Weiss. Maybe not the Schnee company, but... What's she doing? Oh, okay. Is she actually just going to... It's looking like she's actually just going to spend her days training in that little bed chamber of hers. Also, finally, it's time for this. It's been a long time coming.
As I live and breathe, Crow Bronwyn. A true huntsman has entered the fray.
I don't know. This guy's weird.
Look, pal, I'm not sure who you are, but you need to leave my niece alone.
Why, friend, my name is Tyrion, and I'm afraid that is not possible.
Excuse
My
me,
assignment
what?
from Her Grace was to Tyrion. Why, friend, my name is Tyrion, and I'm
Tyrion? You know, like, from Warcraft?
afraid that is not possible. My assignment from Her Grace was to retrieve this young girl. So, that is what I must do. One does not upset the Queen.
Queen?
Salem.
Who?
I think we've had an...
I do like these references. What is Tyrion reference to, though? I need to look this up. Not right now, but I do like the references quite a bit.
Now talk now, don't you?
You took the words right out.
Unfortunately, the weaponry of these two is something that is, shall we say, not the iconic weaponry for the show, which is weaponry that's used in gun kata. They are not gun weapons, you know, which is unfortunate considering that those are the most iconic weaponry in the show, so... Oh well. It's still a pretty badass fight sequence, so... And I take that back. Yeah, I'll take that back.
Don't come closer.
Fine.
Yeah, tell your sniper, don't come close. Sniper's like, wasn't planning on that. Yeah. That's a missed shot. I love how playful he looks. Like, I like how Tyrion looks. How playful he just looks. It's wonderful. And this is why Crow kicks ass. While the choreography is definitely not as good as in the first season, because rest in peace, but just there are so many lovely little tricks and details thrown into the battles that these are just amazing. I know I stopped it in the middle of the fight scene, but they are just so wonderful to look at. I would rather otherwise just stare blankly at these, so just let me have this. I love that trick. That's a cool freaking. That's a really cool little trick. Just like tossing this sword. That's pretty badass. And that looks badass.
Rwby, do you wish to be taken?
No, but I won't stand by and watch someone get hurt.
No.
Rwby, what did I say? Get back!
This is my fight too.
No, it's not that.
Oh. And that's what was expected. Unfortunately, that's really obvious that that was going to happen. Yeah, that's of course what's going to happen always when these kinds of things just when the show is getting good, it falls back on just tropes. That's regrettable. Just if the show just could just for once not fall back on tropes, I would love the show so much more. Why did... His eyes were blue for a second, weren't they? They were most certainly blue. I am positive about that. They are blue in this scene. What the hell does that mean? That's significant. There has to be a meaning for that. There's definitely meaning, because the show pays attention to the color of your eyes, so what? There's a mystery to this that I don't know, and I'm too bored. I'm too lazy to theorize about now. Yeah, just. Run away, you little monkey.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. He just grazed me.
But it's a scorpion's tail, so it most likely has venom. And most likely rather lethal venom as well, so that's unfortunate.
Who was that guy?
How did you get here? Why are people after Rwby?
Uncle Crow? What's going on?
What's your favorite fairy tale?
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Well, I was not that much off. It's Tyrion. Like, I was close. I was almost close on the spelling. Yeah, that's a freaking good fight scene. It's a good fight scene. I'm pretty happy about that. But I mean, looking back at the fight scenes, it's painful to compare the fight scenes to the first seasons. It's just unfortunate. I mean, looking back at that fight scene and thinking about it later on, I can see a lot of flaws in that. But I can see the good parts still in there, and those are the freaking clever use for firearms, and that's like Rwby's jumping and ranged support, and that's good. That's absolutely wonderful, and absolutely freaking clever use for Tyrion's use for that stinger, for both as an extendable arm, as a grappling tool, as a freaking melee combat. I love the use of that faunus part of his, and that's really cool. That's really clever. That makes it unique, interesting, and all that fun stuff. That's really well done. On the other hand, otherwise, it was just a rather mediocre fight, unfortunately. Of course, it had good choreography, or rather, good choreography in the sense that there was nothing technically speaking wrong with it, but it wasn't anything spectacular, I'm afraid to say. And I honestly fear that might be because of Crow's weapon and the fact that he used it only as a sword this time around. And I have several questions why he did that, but whatever. Regardless, it's a good. It is still a good fight sequence, and of course they don't want to go all out just quite yet. It's still the halfway point of the volume, so you know. especially since majority of this episode was not focused on that fight. And it was obvious that, well, Crow has an advantage in this situation, so... yeah. Or maybe not an advantage, but he was still more in a better position. I wonder if that was actually just a glitch there, or a mistake there, that his eyes were colored blue. That's really weird. I refuse to believe that it was just a mistake. So, it's just weird. But I really liked the episode nonetheless, and that's basically just because of the first scene, which is Oscars and Ospin? God damn, I should have looked at. That's the one name I forgot to look up. Oscars and Ospin's conversation. I suppose we could call it Ospin? Whatever. Trying to come up with a clever name. That whole conversation was... well, first of all, it's a good conversation. It's a really good conversation. It's a good starter for the hero's journey for Oscar. And, second of all, it solidifies few concepts of the show. It makes those concepts certainty, such as souls, souls, basically. It confirms the existence of souls, and that allows for a lot of things. So many things, just an uncountable amount of possibilities. And that's pretty, shall we say, interesting, because it allows for a lot of potential, but it allows for a lot of pitfalls. And let's take the worst case scenario, and that is that Pyrrha and Ospin are revived. That's the worst case scenario. I mean, of course, I would be kind of happy to have them back, but that would make their sacrifices meaningless, and that would really break the tension. And you know how things go when people can be resurrected. It takes tension away and it makes everything kind of boring. A best case scenario, it allows for conversations with the dead, messages from beyond the grave. It allows for premonitions. It allows for so many different folklore tales to be true or fulfilled in different manners. It allows for so many possibilities. It allows for even more interesting semblances. It allows for greater use of aura, even better use for freaking Vice's power semblance, and just a lot of summoning powers, and a lot of even better use for dust. And it actually might be somehow connected to dust, since it's very possible that dust could be, solidification of just souls. There are a lot of potential there. There's a lot of possibilities here, and I'm just really interested, because that conversation was done really well. It was subtle, it was effective, and I got a lot out of it. And of course, well, the Vice segment, I had negative and positive feelings about it, mostly because the father is just far too antagonistic already out of the gate, so it's unfortunate. Still, I liked the episode, mostly because of the Ospin scene, or not Ospin, Oscar scene. Yeah, that scene, loved it. Perfect scene, great scene. It's a great scene. One of the greatest scenes I've ever seen. Fantastic scene. Really liked it. And the fight sequence was good. That's about all I have to say for now. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll hope to see you all in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. Gotta move out. Thank you very much for watching.